Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunesha, and we're gonna create a map for City Skylines. I'm super excited because we are finally into the map editor where everything fun starts to begin. So our sketch is imported and we are ready here, and the waves are crashing in here. The first thing on the order of business is this doesn't really look like a volcano or volcanic at all. It doesn't look like I've been inspired by the British or British Indian Ocean, and these kinda look somewhere different. So after a long testing behind the screens, I decided for us to use another theme. Let me adjust the microphone there. So let's start with that first. First of all, we want to save our map. Finally, shit is done. Okay, that's the working title. So, wait. Okay, so cool. So this will not fly in my aesthetics values. Can't allow this travesty. So we have to fix that. And I'm using a mod that you can change. You can change the different things here by scrolling up and down here. You can change it from tropical, don't change. We will not change that. We want it to be tropical because otherwise we don't get palm trees. So the theme I've chosen for us is Mossy Mountain. So I will just stop. Wait, let's see. Finally shit is done. Let's remember to choose the correct one. So yes, I went through more or less every Steam Workshop tropical theme, and this was the one that won my heart. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we look at this. This looks like it's awesome. Look at this. We have mossy mountains. Like it's growing stuff on our mountain. After all, this is our dead volcanoes. They have been dead for years, and we are in a tropical environment. So why shouldn't that reflect that? So cool. So look at this. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot more like I imagined it. It took some while to find out. So I've said, for the moment, the waves are crashing in here, and our first episode will be making this small island over here. So I actually don't want any water inside. I don't want any water inside here. So I will temporarily set this to 0, so we don't have any water, because we're gonna first do a stuff like, I think it's called continental shelves, which is kind of, when you are at the beach, if you ever been to the beach, depends where you live, but if you go to the beach, you can play with your bath balls and stuff there, and then you don't kind of pay mind to things, and you swim around, and then boom, you just drop down, and there the sea level starts. That's how kind of all the beaches works. So we are more or less gonna simulate that. So cool. So that's for making this one. I've also raised the sea level to 90. It was at 40 before. You can count here. So every value here, as you can see here. Let me take the level tool. So that's around 10, that's around 20, that's around 30, that's around 40. That's the normal stock beta, but I decided that I wanted to, as we are playing around with so many islands, we really want to have some features under the water. So if I put it to 90, more than 80, yeah, you know how to count. So yes, so let's start painting that in. We will start at 40, around 40ish, or 44, half of that, and then we're gonna start painting around it. The thing is, this side of this side of this island is actually a part of an old volcano, so I will just make it swivel around there a little bit like that. But for now, but this is the front of the things where we will have some beaches. Okay. Cool, so I will start painting that in super speed. So let's just paint our first step here. I usually want to go a little bit light on that thing, and we want to have a brush size too. We want to select that one. That's a little bit too small. We want to be quite fairly quick here, and then we will start filling it in. So that didn't work very well. So let's go a little bit slower, a little bit smaller, because I don't want to destroy the features that already has, and then I just start filling this in without destroying the contour of the islands. So yes, let's go super speed. As I want these things to feel like a volcano has sinking down to the sea, I will add some continental shelves here behind it like this. Bit, and then I will build it up. So we got the first height inside here, so I want to add a different height here closer to our shoreline. So yes, I will just click here and grab 79, and I will make that closer to the beach. Cool. So we have gotten the main shapes here. Let's just fill this like in. Okay, cool. So now we have different heights here. I think I want to add another height that is closer, so we get even more beach. We have 74 here, so let's get closer for beach size 82. And so then we will just paint in the beach stretch here. Let's do that with a lid. Oh, sorry. Let's grab that value. You right click there to grab the value, and then you can start level at that value, in case you didn't know. So let's go a little bit tinier here so we can be more exact. I'm gonna smooth this all out, so it's not super important that it's super exact. Don't want that to be perfect, so I'm just adding a little bit like that there between the volcano things here. Okay, cool, so we are done with that. You want to work with the back side here. We can see the angle here. It's a little bit steep. I think I want to add a little swivel around here. So I will grab that one there. And then I will paint right beside the mountain there. Okay, cool. So let's say I add the base now. I think I want to have it around here. Let's make this a little bit bigger one. And okay, let's grab that value again. Let's look at this here. Where do we want the base of the mountain to start? Around here. And then we'll go with a much larger pencil, and then I will fill it in. Okay, cool. So we can now start. Let's start with backside here. We will be using the smoothing tool. I will be finding the smoothing tool kind of works like it averages it out here. So it will try to make it average between these two values here. So to make it slope like this, I need to be around here. And as you can see here, it's now sloping things like that. You can kind of blend it in like that, and then you can smooth it like this. That way you get a little bit slopey. Let's change our brush strength a bit. And then you can just get that slope. Let's take a look. Let me quickly do this. And as you can see now, we have a slope here. It's going around a little bit down here, so I will probably try to smooth out values here in the middle. And you can kind of take a look at how it affects the thing by looking at how the paintbrush is here from the side and the middle of it, where the height lines are, or the topography. So let's see. Kind of work it like that, and that will even it out a bit. So sometimes it can be very useful to just swivel your camera around. I do it a lot so I can see from different angles. So what I kind of want to do here is smooth. If I smooth very hard here, I get that thin it out a bit. Of course, we're gonna add some features from here, but you can see now how it starts to get. I want a steep angle, but I want it to be steeper here. So let's see. Let's just. So it's very smooth now, but it's a good start. As you can see, you can really smooth things out completely here. Like I'm just more or less smoothing away this part here. And sometimes you want to have a different feature so it doesn't look too smooth, but as you can see now, we have a good angle here. So what we want to do now is go with a bigger brush, and we will start to average it out here. As you can see there, start averaging out between these two here. This will be underwater, but who knows if they are scuba diving or something like that. So let's average it out here. I think I will go with even bigger rough sides. And then you can see how if I point it like that, it will smooth it, average it out and make it sloppier, which I think I wanted in this case. So it's a little bit pointier up, so we get like a nice slidey, like volcanoes looks. It's a little bit like curvy based here. So let's get away with the highlights, and you can see now I created a base here. I think I wanted to smooth this area out here so it gets even sloppier. So I will go with a bigger one. And then just smooth it out. Not being close to the mountain, but just dragging this line out because we don't want that to be visible. So let's take a look how it looks with the water. The simple shape there. So cool, so there we have our volcano here. I probably could have added that a slopey base a little bit higher up, but yeah, I will keep it that. We can probably paint in some more vein things here. I think we will start doing that so we can see. Let's do that without water so I can follow it through so it looks nice. So let's see, once again, reset our C to 0, so we can start working on that. So we want to create some veins, so this is more detailed work, so let's get our brush down. We want to have very fine control, so I will have a very low value here. And so let's see here. I think I want to put in it like this. Let's start with that. Oh, that's smoothing tool. I will be using this height tool here. So now we have a vein here. So let's accent that vein. So just right beside it, we will lower the values like this. It doesn't make. So let's see what we created here. That looks nice and volcano-like. So that's nice. So let's just continue doing it. I will speed it up here which is good to change the values a bit sometimes. So we just dump in some dip here. So let's take a look at how far it looks like that now. That's a lot more interesting. And of course we will work on the top of it, but let's just paint in some veins. I'm not sure for the correct term if inside the mountain. It could be helpful to use different tools here. I'm gonna use a much narrower one because it will dig out a little bit harder. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've added some features here, so it's a little bit more interesting to look at. The interesting part about the whole thing here is that we actually not gonna see most of the work here because our starting tile is over here, so we will probably spend most of our views never seeing that work. So let's crash the water in and let's see how it looks with some water. So there we go. You can see now it looks a little bit more interesting. It's not straight and it's volcano-like. We have to work more on the front side now. I just wanted to do the back side here, so we have something to work with there. So we will start to shaping this island up here, so it starts looking like a real island. So once again, I prefer not to work with water. The reason is because, yes, I get distracted by water, so it's easier for me to see the connection things here. Those ones are already done, so we will start shaping our island. So here in the middle, I want to add some water feature, like a small water pool, and then it will be this bendy beach right here and right here. And then I'm gonna try to make this the higher point. So that's how you can see from the sketch. And the back wall will be our volcano wall. So yes, let's start shaping this up a bit. So yes, I think we want to remove some of these things here. We want to remove some of the height there. So let's see. We want to remove some of the height here, so let's just go half of this value. I like to work sculpt with the help of just use the level tool to sculpt things. So let's start with that. We want a stronger value here, so we can do this fast. So yes, I will start shaving this bit up. I think I want to go in this direction like this. Like something like that, because we have this shape here in the middle. So yeah, so let's start doing that, and I'm just clicking between values here, so I can go like this, and I want it that high, and then I will go like this, and just shave. It's like cutting away from a sculpture or a clay figure, like something like that, and I want to do that. And you can always control C if you mess up. So our water level is around here, so we have to be clear. So I will start working level this out a bit. Okay, cool. So we have made a big adjustment here. So let's just smooth things out at a low. start smoothing things out a bit, so we can start getting in the real shape. So now we can see the shape. Let's take a look without lines. We can now see a general shape, and I think I want to shape the backside, flatten this area out here so it doesn't get high, maybe over even up here. So let's try to do that. So if we take a level tool, right click, we want it to be on that level, and then I will add the brush side, and then I will actually, a good thing can be to look upwards here, for we can see the different height lines here, so we want to start flattening it here around that line here, because that was the line I grew. So that's a little bit better. So we get a flat areas where we can put some stuff. I think I want to go a little bit there and then shave off a little bit here. Cool. So we want that bendy shape to be staying there. So I think I want to add the beach a bit, flatten that out a bit. So let's grab that one, go with the lower one, and paint between there. So let's see, we want a bendy shape or a curvy shape. And the same from here. So let's see, is that whether I get help from when I'm sculpting here is looking at that line. So I know I want it to be around that line here, which I'm pushing to the left now. Okay, cool. So let's move this out a bit here. Let's be intelligent about it. So there's a smooth. I will smooth the middle of there, which will go the shape. It really depends where the shape. So if I take it there, it will try to average between there and there. But I want that to be quite flat. So I want to smooth between the lines here. So we get a more. So let's see, so we can get the random shape. You have a nick there, so let's just try to keep that line. So I will smooth between these two. So yes, you can actually sculpt with the help of smoothing tool if you use it smartly there. So you can see now I got it is following the shape, general shape from the island. And I think we can actually bring in the water now, because it will actually help us now we're done here. So now you can see the island is started to shape up very nicely. So let's do the same trick over here. So I want to go between those sight lines when I smooth. So we keep that shape there. So I'm going between the height line here and smooth it out like this. And then I want to go closer. So, and it looks kind of good. So let's see. So now we have a smooth field there. It's a little bit too man-made. I think we have to rough it up a bit here. I think I want to smooth the area here a bit. So let's press smooth here a bit. And here. Like this, so we get a nice shape. And let's move it. So let's make it a little bit like this. Smooth it the area. And let's see. That's really good. I think we will have to add a little bit of dips and things here, but otherwise I think it should probably work. I think this is good for our first episode here, and we will start to continue to work on this island in another episode. I want the episodes to be a little bit short so it doesn't get too boring. So that was everything for this episode, and we will continue. I think in the next episode we'll finish off